Good evening. Welcome to another market update. This is an exciting one because Bitcoin just hit the all-time high today, and it's as we speak, it's blasting through almost 115k. So we're going to take a look at the charts. I'll be showing you altcoins as well. Mostly altcoins that I'm holding myself and where I'm bullish on. And let's head over to the charts, and I'll share with you my views on the how it's going at the moment. So last market update, or should I say the first one on my channel was a little bit over a week ago. We were a little bit lower, and I already showed you this important wedge. This is a long-term resistance area, very strong resistance coming from 2021, and we were fighting it. I did not make a video yet. I wanted to see what's up, but it looks like we're really breaking through here violently. So that's great to see. This is an important area just because it's coming back from the all-time high, and you want to now see we have now the breakout, and that means almost always it's going to test again, and here's where we're going to see if it's actually going to hold. So this is a very important point to see. We could actually go up to like 120, who knows. And then we're going to watch the retest, what happens here. Do we get a strong bounce again? If so, that's quite bullish, and that's the moment where likely money also goes more risk on again. What a timing to start the video, by the way. Bitcoin is almost, just blast through 116k. And let's take an hourly candle there. Then you can actually see how hard it's pumping now at the moment. Yeah, those are the real breakthrough all-time high candles. A lot of disbelievers out there, but that's always what happens. A lot of people are actually not positioned in altcoins, and I think that's where the most upside will be. All right, so that's it for Bitcoin. We finally had a convincing break here. It was, still a long battle, but looks like we're starting to go now. So keep an eye on the actual retest. You want to see that area that we smashed through hold. That's very important, especially on like a weekly time frame. But here it's basically air. So you could really see a short squeeze there. People have been shorting the highs, of course. This was an area that could be very profitable to short in case it goes down again. So there's a lot of liquidity that's just been rinsed, and that can continue all the way up. So very exciting. Let's move on to very important Bitcoin dominance. Well, we see a slight bounce here, good candle. That's of course because now it's Bitcoin's time. Bitcoin is the one pushing, but on the higher time frame, you barely see that. I always like to zoom out first. Let's see what we have here. I already said it last time. 70% area. That's the very important area where there's really strong resistance up here. It means you should, if it heads to there, you really want to see a rejection up there. But we're still quite far from that. And when I talk about the rejection there, I mean, of course, that it's bullish for altcoins. So people who are might be new and they think, what does it mean? It basically means that the dominance, the lower it goes, the lower the dominance of Bitcoin is. That means the more money is in altcoins. That's why it's such an important chart. We're still, of course, in this upward trend, been going on for a long time, but at some point, this is going to lose steam, guys. You can actually, if you take on the higher time frames, you can see the 3 months, for example. You see this stochastic that's maxed. Of course, that can stay out there for a while, but you see all these candles. So at some point, going to lose steam, and I believe Bitcoin is going to Bitcoin's money is going to rotate into alts again. So that's where I'm positioned in and have been positioned in for a while. Let's move on to Ethereum. I was talking about this downward channel last week, and we had a breakthrough here, so that's good. This was a trend line, and now we're facing quite some resistance here because this is an important area. We had this breakthrough, of course. We had this big liquidation wick to 1300 something. We've been working our way up. Ideally, it's really bullish if you actually break through here and you start getting it to support again, because then you can see this is a massive deviation, and that means, yeah, the uptrend continues. And then, yeah, there's a lot of, we have, you see it here also, we're actually facing some horizontal resistance as well. So it will be interesting to see if it actually can be breaking through, because that's the first rotation that you want to watch if you're bullish on altcoins. Money flows usually first into ETH, then into other altcoins, major caps, and of course, Ethereum ecosystem, the coins that are launched on Ethereum ecosystem, Ethereum blockchain, those will go as well. You see ETH also making a move now. Very good to see that. So keep an eye on those reactions. It's a critical area. Ideally, if you claim that 3K and build that 3K into support, that's what you want to see. All right. Then let's move on to an AI coin that I'm holding. It's a merge of three major AI coins, previous AI coins. So it's called now AC Alliance. First of all, it was AGX, Ocean Protocol, and Fed, of course. And now, yeah, the ticker is still Fed, but it's called AC Alliance. AI is just going to grow, so this is an important one in my portfolio. It's also, yeah, quite safe one, I would say, if you're into AI coins. The risk is not that high. What do we see here? Yeah, this is a strong area of resistance. Previously, it got rejected already. We had this upward sloping wedge. We fell down. We fell all the way down to this exact level. Long-term support. It's sometimes so beautiful to see how the technical analysis actually work and how these charts, yeah, form bottoms at perfect points, as you can see here. That looks great. So now what do we want to see? Of course, we want to see that this is the first wave, this is the correction, and now you want to see a third wave. So you want to see the reclaim of that 59 cents. And once you have that, yeah, you can see an explosive move back to that $2 is where, yeah, you start seeing some strong resistance again. But you could go all the way up to the highs. That's a possibility as well. All right, GPU, another one that I'm holding. Here's, I made a review about this this week. I also think it's doing well. It's making a lot of revenue. So it dumped down a lot, as with most small caps. So when the market switches again, small caps are usually the ones who are doing the most X's. At least the good ones. The market is starting to get more selective because there's so many projects and so much junk out there that you really need to be doing research. Time you're buying just any low cap and you just spray and pray, as they call it. That's yeah, getting almost over. But I'm quite bullish on that. Well, it's not too much to see on this chart yet. We got strong resistance area about 50 cents. So I expect some candles here. This is not too much yet, not too much action yet. Then one that actually looks really good to me, very strong fundamental project. Paul, I also made a review about it last week. And we're hitting here the resistance line. And with the speed of ETH and BTC going, yeah, good chance we're actually going to see the breakthrough today even or tomorrow. Yeah, then you probably see a retest again, and then we can finally get some upwards movement. That's what I hope, and that's what I'm aiming for, because I'm also invested in here, of course. Next area of resistance is that 17 cents here. You can see this has been a trading point that has been quite some interest as well as support as resistance. A simple way to look at it, the amount of times it trades in that area or gets either rejected or it bounces from there, yeah, basically the stronger support or resistance level it is. So now it becomes resistance, and once we break out here, it's a long-term downward trend. I expect some relief, and Powell should be able to climb up because, in my opinion, it's quite undervalued, just above 100 million. Then Pengu, the meme coin's favorite, also one that I'm holding. I shared it with friends last week that breakout is looking like it's nearly coming here. I had drawn this wedge up here. It had very strong fundamental progress, as how you can, if you can even call it that way for a meme. But they really had some good updates. A lot of trading venues. I think it was Robinhood, eToro, and some other platforms. I'm not completely sure which ones. Of course, they have filed an ETF, and it got recognized by the SEC. That doesn't mean it's accepted yet, but it will be reviewed. So that's a big step. It could actually be the first meme coin with an ETF. It was a Canary ETF, the company Canary. Yeah, if that happens, it's now just above a billion, if I'm correct. That's not the potential is very high if we get an ETF. The potential, regardless. Also, what you have to look at by judging these memes is the amount of mindshare and views these memes platforms get, because that's very important. The amount of views strongly correlates with people that are actually buying, and the penguin is just a very likable meme. People sharing it a lot, and I think people showed some examples that it actually had similar mindshare as Bitcoin at one point last week. That's a very strong indicator. It's a very strong proven indicator that usually correlates a lot with the price. Now another small cap. It's a very small cap. I think we're like 10 million or something. But it's a project that I've been in for a long time, and that I believe is immensely undervalued from the fundamental point of view. And I think we're actually, yeah, at the bottom here, according to the chart, but also according to the fundamental progress that has been made. Because this company is making a lot of revenue. It's in the REA business, and they're making millions of revenue. And they now started with their buybacks. There was some FUD delisting because they changed some priorities, and that was actually when it hit 30 cents last week. And I think that was the actual bottom. So, yeah, I would say just do your own research. Take a look at this project. This could be one of the winners. It's one of my biggest bags, actually. Yes, I've been down a lot and been DCAing, but sometimes it's not that easy. And I have a high conviction in this one. So we're just going to hold it. Not everything will do once well when you buy it. But yeah, we're going to have strong run for this one. Then Solana, of course, one of the majors, looks very clean. You can see the clear breakout here. Well, of course, you want to. Here we got some resistance. Let's see if we can break that and work our way up to the levels. All in all, this looks good. Of course, you want to keep an eye on this, that it's not fake out, but it looks good to me. Then Tau is always one that moves quite quickly when the market moves. As you can see, you had a good bounce here. It's also one of the AI coins that I'm holding myself. It's basically the decentralized king of AI coins, working with subnets. I think it's going to do quite well. You can stake it for almost 20% APR. So if you're holding it, yeah, it's very lucrative to actually stake that. It adds up quite well. So watch the break here, watch the trend line, see if we break. If we break, we should hit this 470, 480 area quite quickly, probably get some rejection and consolidation here. And then if you have a clean break here and flip the support into resistance, you can see the highs very quickly. It moves very quick. So once you have a clear trend upwards, it's also quickly to the highs again. Then the total, I wanted to show you this because I was speaking it during my last market update last week. And then we were here somewhere. I said we would likely test this area. This is a strong support area. And I said that this is the area that you want to see holding because this is a strong upward trend and you don't want to break this. It's also strong horizontal support. And if you start trading down here, it means you break the entire market structure and it does not look good. So I said, also that we're in this wedge. And as you can see, we had similar patterns all the way up. And every time it broke upwards. And then, people start getting bearish here. You saw it last week again when we were trading here, or 2 weeks ago. People were super bearish, and that was the lows again. You should always stay level-headed and actually look at the chart. So total tree is a very good one to chart. I really like it. It's a clean overview of the altcoin market cap, and it's just we have a simple bullish structure going on basically since 2023, of course. So what do I expect? I expect that we eventually go retest the highs again. So there's quite some difference still. So it's quite a percentage gain there where we could go to. Not going in there in one candle, but this is my expectation. We could see a retest still. We could see, go all the way down here to 840 or even here. But as long as we keep this upward trend now, we should be good. So this is a very important trend to watch now. You don't want to break here to the upside and then start rolling over again. Yeah, so keep your trend line on the chart and watch what it's doing. Then the X pairs, the last X pairs, and then we're going to end the video. XCC, one of my favorites. We also had a clear pattern here, and we had a clear breakout. I've been stacking up on this. I've actually been rotating some of my XRP the last 2 weeks into XTC. Not that I'm bearish on XRP, but I'm simply more bullish on XTC on the shorter term time frame. I think it has going to outperform XRP, and not just looking at the XTC chart, but also have been looking at the XTC versus XRP chart, and it's quite an interesting one. We have been in this downsloping channel, and here's an area where you got quite some interest and support all the way from back here in 2021 before XTC had its first big run actually. And it's been following the trend quite well. I do believe we should see some kind of bottom here. I've been buying here these wicks, and on the higher time frame, I see a move. Even if we go all the way up to here, that's almost it's like 50%. If you go back to the highs, it's like a 6-7x, if I'm correct. So there's a lot of potential for XCC. It's also a lot smaller market cap. Of course, I'm not just buying it or bought it because of this chart or the chart of XCC. They have some crazy fundamentals. So I would advise to also take a look at it. And when capital flows into XRP, it's also going to the other ISO coins or the connected, related coins, and XCC is one of them. Then XLM, this was one of the strongest mover. It caught everyone by surprise. You see it quite often that the coins, this was one of the most hated coins. That was the biggest rallies. Went from 9 cents all the way to 60 cents in a matter of time frame of 2 weeks, guys. You can see how fast it goes. This is how long you can hold. Sometimes you have to hold. This is a 2-year period, basically, where you have to hold. Nothing happens. And then you erase all this, go back to the highs here in 2 weeks only. So it's a very impressive run. We're looking you already see it. There's another candle forming. So what to keep an eye on? What if this is actually an Elliott wave, which could be the case where you had, this is wave 1. Let me see. Oh, here, I got it. So this could be the scenario that we're actually creating an Elliott wave. The third wave is always even bigger, and that we can see something like this. That's a real possibility that we're seeing another very strong impulse up there, correction and a final wave. So don't discount XLM. I made a video last week about XLM and the possibility that it's being used for X payments. That's a real possibility, but it's not just that. There's a lot of speculation now. Coins that are related to the ISO 2022 banking requirement, because there has been an update from the Federal Reserve. I will show you this. So I don't think that will be the reason why you see those exact pumps, but the speculation around it is that's what people are buying up, and that's where the hype is starting from. You already see it. You see some good candles here. Look at XRP, guys, the last one that I wanted to show you. This had a crazy violent move, and you actually see a similar pattern here repeating. I was been drawing the pattern. I've been watching it very closely. It's my biggest bag, of course. And let's see if we're actually going to be creating another Elliott wave. Then you can really see, you can look upwards to the $6 to $8 area. So excited for XRP. Of course, the highs are going to be quite some resistance. So you want to be seeing how it reacts there in case if we get there. Then XRP, BTC. A lot of times the BTC pairs are very important to watch, because you see on the longer time frame, and you can see the big moves, and this is how a lot of whales actually trade. They hold their Bitcoin and they rotate at the right moments. They rotate their Bitcoin. In this case, we want to see when they rotate into XRP. Well, first, we had this resistance area. Of course, this was the bottom here in October. Everybody was very depressed. And then we had a nice bounce. So you can see this is the area of interest that we touched multiple times. Now we had a nice bounce. Then you see this downward channel. If I draw it on the weekly, then it looks more clean. But we had a clear breakout above that. We had a retest, and we seem to be bouncing now from there. So that's good to see. What I think the potential is, well, I think we can, and I think we're going to see the range highs actually this cycle if we get a rotation into altcoins. And this is, if you look at the numbers, that's the impressive part, because if you look at a chart like this, it seems, oh yeah, it's probably going to the highs. It's going to retest the highs again. It hasn't done that since 2019. And now we're having a clear breakout. So what does it actually mean? You think, oh, it maybe looks like 50 or 100%. No, it's around a 5x from where it's at currently. That means 5x against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin would be at its current price, and XRP Bitcoin chart would be trading here, that means XRP price would be 5x. So we're looking above $12 actually, which are some crazy numbers. And if you're let's say if Bitcoin would go to 200K, that means you get a $25 XRP. So these are, a lot of people are saying this is impossible. These targets are crazy. It's going back to, back to the bottom. But these are, actual targets that I'm keeping an eye on. I have an XRP back for the very long term. So there's a portion that I will simply not be selling for whatever. But these are the actual targets you want to keep an eye on if you're investing for the long term. I think that's it. I think I've been through most of the coins that I wanted to show you. There are a lot of other coins as well, but I hold most of these coins myself. So that's why I like to give you this round. I will show other coins in other updates. I can show more meme coins, other ecosystems as well. But I thought it would be good to do a deep dive into these altcoins. And now we got the Bitcoin all-time high. So so as you can hear, I've been quite bullish, but I also have been quite bullish. And I've been investing into altcoins and holding for the longer term. What you can keep an eye on is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is this area. As I spoke in the beginning, you want to see this breakout hold. You want to flip this into support, and then it means continuation. So it will be interesting to watch. Also, keep an eye on the dominance. It's actually starting to drop now. That could mean some fireworks for altcoins. So I'm excited. And on to the next one. I forgot one thing actually. I wanted to show you this chart from XRP. This is a zoomed out version. Look from 2017 and it looks very similar. First breakout, then similar consolidation, and then the last final explosive move. And we see a very similar pattern. Consolidation, first big upward move, and now we're starting to break out here. So keep an eye on this. Oh yeah, and this was the last message. Prepare to go live with also 2022. So research this, guys. Research which coins are compliant. Those were the coins actually that were running the hardest in last November, last December. XRP, XTC, Algorand, IOTA, Quant. There are a few others as well. So we could very well see a run again, and those coins leading. Those are also the most hated coins by crypto Twitter. Most people, they are not they don't want to see these coins go up, and it's usually happens that these run the hardest, guys. Okay, now this was the last thing. Have a good day, good evening.